So in my previous video I did an unboxing of the Simbans PicassoTab, which is a very affordable multi-purpose drawing tablet, and in this video I'm gonna do a review of this very same tablet. Hey guys, this is the Saigamiproject, and my name is Andrea Vörös, aka Seni, creator of the manga series Saigami, published and serialized in Saturday AM, the bi-weekly digital manga anthology. I got this tab from the Simbans company, so I can do the review for my viewers and anyone who might be interested in creating digital art on cheaper devices. Their target audience is mostly students or people who are beginners in drawing, or at least digital drawing. And this tablet is very good for students because it's also a multi-purpose tablet. Like, you can use it like any other Android tab, but at the same time you can use the pen to make more out of your tab. So I've been testing this tab ever since its arrival. Of course, first I had to charge it for 5 hours, but I just played the waiting game. And after that, I was using it for like 6 or 7 hours nonstop. So I really put it to test. And actually, for this price, it's 200 USD. It's really good. But let's go in order. First, upon starting the tab, I was really happy to see that it's not full of unnecessary applications. Really, just the basic, just the very basic that you really do need and nothing else. Like, it's so frustrating when you get a new phone and it's full of apps that you're never gonna use, but you have trouble deleting them and it's just a fuss. But luckily, this tab is not like that, so you can personalize it the way you want. Of course, it has a drawing app already installed, which is the Sketch Autodesk. It's not a bad app. I personally didn't enjoy this app so much because it's kind of different to what I'm used to. Normally, I work with Manga Studio or Clip Studio and Photoshop, so the Sketch Autodesk is a bit different, so I didn't spend too much time with that. But since it's an Android tab, you can download many apps. So what I did was I downloaded the Medibang drawing app, which is basically a free version of Manga Studio. Like, they are very similar, not the very same, but very similar. So if you are in comic and manga drawing, I can recommend you this Medibang app because it will work more to your preferences. If you just want to doodle or sketch something, then yes, the Sketch Autodesk can help you just as fine. If you want to do art more seriously, I will recommend to get an app fitting your preference, especially since at first when I tried the Sketch Autodesk, I thought that the pen doesn't have any pressure sensitivity, but it figures that you just need to set it. So I was already using the Medibang and I found the settings that yes, you can use the pressure sensitivity. So this pen is actually really good. Like, I already like it better than the pen I have for my XP pen drawing tab because it's heavier. It doesn't have the express case, so they aren't in the way, and the nib is sturdier. So even though I was drawing for hours, there was no deformation. It's a very sturdy and heavy and quality pen, so I really like it. I actually prefer it over the Windows Surface pen because they are very similar, but I prefer the Simbans pen better. It comes with a battery already, as you could see in my unboxing video, and they even sent you replacement batteries, so that's pretty nice. So at first I had a bit of an uneasy feeling because I thought that, okay, this won't have the pressure sensitivity. But after figuring out, it was like, wow, this is just crazy. Like for $200 to get a pen with a good pressure sensitivity is really damn good. Also, the pen has a really good response rate. Like, you don't even need to press it hard against the glass of the tab. Like, you just really need to touch it lightly or just hover over the tab and it will respond right away. So that's really good. It's really fast. And actually, yeah, there wasn't much of a lag. Like, I could do those spirals and all the drawing movements that are usually showing if there's any lag or not. I didn't notice anything outstanding. Like, it was very responsive. What was a bit disturbing at first is the surface of the tab. It's a sort of plasticky or glassy feeling surface, which is, for me, it's not up to my personal preference because I got used to the Wacom and the XP Pen surface, which are more of a papery texture. So working on a glassy surface was kind of weird for me. And when I was first trying to do the spirals to test the lag and the response rate, there were some times where basically my line stopped. It was sort of like the pen hit something. It was probably just the fact that I wasn't used to this sort of surface, because after spending a few hours doodling on this tab, I didn't notice this sort of problem. So I would just say that it takes time to get used to this glassy surface. Of course, if you have no experience with a Wacom or XP Pen or this papery surface, it might be easier for you to adjust to this drawing tab. For me, since I've been doing a lot of artwork like that, I have my own habits and preferences. But, when I was using a Windows Surface, I had the same issue because the surface felt different. So the pen will kind of glide on the paper or not the paper on the surface differently. So that's something you need to get used to no matter what sort of device you're using. Like, you will have the same issue if you get a very expensive Surface or iPad Pro. I remember when I first tried out the iPad Pro at Crunchyroll Expo with the Saturday AM crew, we had a conversation with Michelle Mascherolo, the artist of Clock Striker from Saturday AM. She's an amazing artist, like she's my senpai, and even she said that she had problems doing the line arts on the iPad Pro, even though, it's supposed to be a very superior tab with the pencil. And if you're not used to the surface you're working on, you're not used to the pen and how they work together, at first you will have a harder time. So there's just no helping that. But if you keep at it and you get used to it, you will get better and better with it. So it's just a matter of time and a little bit of practice. Also, since I mentioned the Windows Surface with its pen, I think I can compare this tab to that the most. But I would say that I prefer the Simbans tab over the Surface. First of all, they are, like I said, very similar. Like the pen is almost the same. It's even magnetic. I didn't mention that in the unboxing because I didn't find that out. But meantime, I found out that yes, the pen is magnetic, so you can attach it to the tab just like in the case of the Surface. But at the same time, my biggest problem with the Surface was an overheating problem. I was drawing and I had to stop because the wall tab started to lag so much that there was no helping that. I had to put it on the side and wait for it. And with the Simbans tab, I didn't had any overheating issue. Like I said, I was working with it like 6 hours in a row. I was sketching, doodling, trying out all sorts of apps and different things, and there was no overheating, and that's just crazy because that's not what I'm used to. So that's really good. Of course, there was a little bit of heat. I could feel it even through the case, but it wasn't anything disturbing, like the tab didn't start to lag or anything that was holding me back. So that's really good. Now, looking at this tab from a more artsy side, like how you can use it for art purpose, there will be some adjustments you need to do because the tab is very responsive. So whenever you are drawing, you will have to set the palm rejection, but most of the app has it. That's a really good thing, especially if you're heavy-handed like me. I tend to press down any surface I'm drawing on with my palm and my fingers a lot. So at first it was disturbing. Then I figured that, I can just turn on the palm rejection. And after that I had no problem with it. So I recommend to do these settings for yourself depending on how you draw. And also don't forget the pressure sensitivity because that's really useful. And the pen has a really good response rate for the pressure sensitivity. I'm not saying it's superior to a Wacom or a very high pressure sensitivity rate like an 8000, but for this price rate and for an Android tab, it's really good. So don't forget to set those. And one more thing I absolutely loved was how I could use my fingers to zoom in, zoom out, and rotate the canvas. That's just beautiful. Like, I really wish my drawing monitor could do that because now I will get used to using my fingers to rotate while I'm drawing because that's just so damn useful. Like, it makes things so easy that I really wish my other devices could do that. Of course, there were mistakes I did, like I wasn't paying attention and I was touching the screen with 2 fingers and accidentally rotated the canvas while I was working, or did accidentally zoom in. But that's more of me not paying attention or just trying to rush things. But once you get used to using one of your hands with the pen drawing and the other one to adjust the canvas to your preferences, it will make drawing so much more easier. It's just fantastic. I really love that. Obviously, since it's a tab, it doesn't have any express case. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I'm kind of addicted to this express case. So there were a couple of times when I tried to touch the side of the tab, searching for the express case I'm used to. Obviously, that's something that you need to get used to because, since it's a tab, everything will be on your screen. So I quickly found where can I step back, where can I hit the eyedrop tool, where can I hit anything that I might need. So it really is just a little bit of adjusting this device because, you can use your left hand just as fine to hit the icons on the screen. Of course, hitting express keys, for example, in Photoshop and stuff like that, won't be available because unless you have a keyboard, I'm not sure if there's a keyboard for this. Maybe you can get one, like, the keyboard that connects with Bluetooth, probably. I don't know, I didn't look into it, but those express keys won't work. I mean, unless you have a keyboard, yeah. So you get my point. You will be able to use all the express keys you have on screen, but others won't be there for you. So that's something you will have to get used to, or maybe use a remote or something if you want to do very, very serious artwork. But at the same time, the best thing in this tab is that it's small, it's portable, it's multi-purpose. So it's not necessarily something you sit down at home with and start doing your masterpiece. Like I said, the company's target with this tab is more the students and the beginners in digital artwork. So it is really meant as something to be easily fit in your backpack or whatever. You just take it with yourself to school or when you're traveling, or you can just sit down on a bench in a park and doodle. So for that, it is really good. Even the case that comes with it for free is really nice. Like I said, it's a faux leather on the outside and very soft fabric on the inside, and since you can attach the pen to it, it really feels like a sketchbook. Like even the size is actually, I think, the same as one of my favorite sketchbook. So it just has that artsy feeling for me. Like I was picking it up and yes, it felt like having a sketchbook in my hand. And since it's a multi-purpose tablet where you can get all sorts of apps that you can use, it can be very, very useful apart from creating art. For example, I got an app that will allow me to use my pen to do notes and to write stuff. I don't have to worry about having paper with me. I can create all sorts of notes whenever I have a story idea or I just want to make a quick note of something. I don't have to type, which is beautiful because I hate typing on phone or tablet. And just like this, I can just open the app, write down everything with my own handwriting and have the note of it. So that's really good. And one more thing I find really useful with this pen is I'm learning Japanese, and for learning kanjis, for example, I prefer to use the pen because you can use your finger to write kanjis, but it just won't feel the same for me. Like, I don't know, it's something that whenever I'm doing the kanjis with a pen, it's easier for me to memorize them. Maybe it's a muscle memory thing, I'm not sure, but it feels more like writing whenever I'm using a pen. And with this, I could use these apps to learn kanjis, and it makes things more easier. And there are hundreds and thousands of apps that you can use for study to make your schoolwork or homework easier, or even your job, because you don't necessarily have to be a student. You can use it for basically anything. And of course, the best part is the art, because it's really good for that. I would say I especially enjoy the sketching and doodling on this. Like, because of the glassy surface, doing quick sketches and scribbles and doodles was really fast. I really enjoy that. So and even the canvas rotation and all that thing, it was really good. And I'm pretty sure I will use this tab for a lot of sketching, maybe even for creating storyboards for my manga series, because it's really good for that. But whenever it came to the line art, like I said previously, I had a little bit of trouble with this glassy surface, because simply that's not what I'm used to. Of course, if I were to spend more time doing line art on this surface, I'm pretty sure I will be able to create artwork just fine. And even the coloring tools are really good. Like I did coloring too apart from sketching, so that works perfectly. I think for me this tab will be for travel and for leisure purposes, and for other not necessarily art related things, like I mentioned, kanji learning or taking notes and planning and stuff like that. I think I still will stick to my graphic monitor when it comes to creating prints or more serious artworks. But I can totally see combining the two and creating the sketches, the planning for these prints or even the pages, if I were to do them digitally on this tab, because I can do that even while I'm on the road, or just sitting comfortably on the couch or next to the table having supper or something. And I will do the more serious work on the XP Pen tab. But of course, if you're a beginner at digital art, or you're a student, or you're just starting out, you can totally use this tab to create really good digital art. Like nothing will hold you back, really, and it's very affordable. Like it's $200. That's not too much, and for that price, it is really worth it. Especially since it's not just gonna be your drawing tab. Like I got the XP Pen, and whenever I'm not doing digital artwork, it's just sitting on the side because I'm not using it for anything else. But with a tab, you can use it for all sorts of different things, to have fun, to make your life easier, to help your work or studies. So that's a really good point. And like I said previously, I actually do prefer this tab over the Windows Surface. Of course, the one I tried is not the very latest Surface. I know those are more on the laptop side now, and yeah, they come with the Windows and yada yada yada, but then again, they are very expensive. So if you're on a lower budget, you just want to try things out, I can absolutely recommend this tab. If you want to get more serious, wanna go pro with your digital art, I would recommend with time to switch over a more professional or a more art-focused tab or graphic monitor, more like, not tab, because yeah, nor the Surface nor the iPad Pro are, I think, on that level as a graphic monitor clearly for this purpose, in my opinion. But for starting out, this can be perfect. So this was basically my review of the Simbans PicassoTab. I'm gonna leave all of the important information and links down below in the video descriptions. You can find a link for the Simbans site to check out the PicassoTab in more technical details and more information. And I'm also gonna leave the Amazon link if you would like to purchase or see the review of other people. It has really good reviews on Amazon, so it's not just me being biased, but I really do love this tab, so it's really good. I can only recommend it. Apart from that, you can find all sorts of links to my social media, to Saturday AM, and please don't forget that you can read my manga series Saigami at Saturday AM. The first 2 chapters are available online for free, and you can also get the first 2 volumes of the manga series. They are available both in print format and in digital format worldwide through Amazon Book Depository or other book distribution sites. Also, I'm gonna leave all of the links down below. You can find my other social media, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. And also I do have a Patreon where in exchange of your support you can get more in-depth behind-the-scene content of my comic creation, more artworks, more videos, and all sorts of prizes. And I also do have a Store Envy store where you can get fan art based merchandise from me, like prints, stickers, pins, soon keychains to come, and those sorts of things. So you can find all of these in the video description, apart from the links to the Simbans site and the Simbans Amazon link. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up or share. If you think your friends or relatives, family, anyone might find it interesting, because I think it's a really good thing to find out more about more art supplies or tools that can help you, or anyone who is desiring to create their own comics or focus more on artworks. So please share it if you like it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications so you will get updates whenever I upload a new video, because I will do that very often. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with my next video very soon.